Okay, Venn diagram. So you've got your circles and your set. So that's what the square or rectangle represents. And then your three circles, your three conditions that are inside. So even numbers, multiples of 5, and factors of 45. Numbers are fit into 45. So we've been given numbers right at the top, 1 to 10. So we have to place these numbers in the right place. Okay, so we're going to go through them one by one. So 1. 1 is definitely a factor of 45. It goes into 45. It's not an even number and it's not in the 5 times table. So 1 is going to go in that column. I would cross them off as you're going along. 2. 2 is definitely an even number. It's not in the 5 times table. And it also doesn't go into 45. So 2 is just going to go over there. 3. 3 is not an even number. It's not in the 5 times table, so it's not a multiple of 5. Does it go into 45? Now, if you're not sure, you are going to have to do a bus shelter or division step to check. Please don't guess. So 3 does go into 4 once with 1 left over. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So actually, yes, 3 does go into 45. Okay, so it's going to go over there. 4. 4 is an even number. It's not in the 5 times table, and it also doesn't go into 45 because it's an odd number. So 4 is going to go in that circle. 5. 5 is definitely in the 5 times table. It's also a factor of 45. If you think about your 5 times table, 45 is there, but it's not an even number. So it needs to go in that overlapping section there between these two circles, but nothing else, okay? 6. 6 is an even number, so it's definitely going to be over here. It's not a multiple of 5, it's not in the 5 times table, and it's also not a factor of 45. If you think about your 6 times table, 45 isn't there, so 6 is going to go over there. Okay, 7, not an even number, it's not in the 5 times table, and it's also not a factor of 45. 7 does not go into 45. So it needs to go outside of your circle somewhere, but still inside the box, okay, to show that you understand it's still part of that set of numbers, but it doesn't fall into those categories, okay? 8. 8 is an even number. It's not a multiple of 5, so it doesn't go in that circle, and it's also not a factor of 45, so it can just go up there. 9, not an even number, not in the 5 times table, however, it does go into 45, so 9 needs to go in there. And 10 is the last one. So 10 is an even number. It's also a multiple of 5, which means it's in the 5 times table, but however, it's not a factor of 45. So it needs to go in that section, in the two bits where the even numbers and the multiples of 5 times table overlap, but not in the other two sections because it's not part of 45. So it can't be in that circle that involves 45. And that's then your first 3 marks by filling in that Venn diagram. Second part then, find the probability of the number selected as an even number. So you're thinking about your list of numbers which is given to you here. How many of those numbers will be even numbers? So you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so that's 5. Out of those 10 numbers is an even number, so you could cancel that down to half if you wanted to. A multiple of 5, that is a factor of 45. So you can use your Venn diagram. What that is saying is you want the number to be in the 5 times table, so in that circle, okay? And also a factor of 45, so in this circle. So can you see this number is the only place that the multiples of 5 and the 45 overlap. So we've got one number, which happens to be 5, out of 10 that is in both of those categories. Now the last one, not a multiple of 5, so it means it can't be in that circle. Not a factor of 45, so it can't be in that circle. And not an even number. So you're thinking about one that's not in any of those 3 circles, but we did include it on our diagram, which was 7. So you've got one of those numbers, and it's out of 10 numbers in total.